Well, it's obviously been a while, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, David, I hope you're still in there. I was just talking to you for the last 5 minutes before I forgot to hit the go live button up at the top right hand side of the screen. It's clear that it's been a while since I've done this because I forgot I had to do that. Isn't that great? And the way I have my camera, it's blocking that part of my screen. So it was to make an excuse. But ladies and gentlemen, yes, I'm back. It's Sunday night, and I thought I'd give it a shot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please. I don't please. That's awesome. Thank you so much. But I have to remember to hit that, hit that button because, that was just too funny. Yeah, the sound effects are back too. I don't know how good they sound, but I just thought I'd play around. Anyway, I was just talking about a couple of things. Now I'll have to repeat myself. You won't know it. So, David, you still in there? Give me a wave if you're still in there. Because I'm here. It says there's 3 people here. Somebody say something. Michael McReynolds, how you doing, brother? It's been a while since I've done this. You seem like you wanted me to do it. That's why I came back, because you wanted me to. All right. How's my audio, by the way? Because I haven't played around with this setup in a while. I'm using the, what's it called? Voice meter. Because I thought I would play around with, hi, Brittany. How you doing? Look at that. The beginnings of the old gang getting back together on Sunday night. So I was talking about appreciating, speaking of Brittany Haley, appreciating Doc, because he helped get me a little bit, he helped me a little bit get started with more than a little bit. He sent me a drone, for FPV. Yeah, I'm glad I'm back. Oh, and I'm going to, I don't know that anybody's actually going to come in here. However, what I will do is I will copy this. I'll put it in here. There we go. And anybody that wants to come in, that'd be great. Sounds good? Good. Video looks great? Great. Well, it's as good as it can, So I was talking about, I'm going to give FPV another shot. I kind of shrifted it a little bit. I mean, I got this, this is a very nice, it's not top of the show, it's not top of the watermark, but it's a really good controller. And I like it, it reminds me of my good old RC days back when I was 17, 18 years old. And I got these Fat Sharks, and Doc gave me the Beta FPV to 75, Beta 75, whatever it's called. This guy here, which I smashed up and then fixed again. Anyway, and I got myself that other mini whoop, and I just was no luck with it, and too ham-handed, So instead of turning the controls down a little bit, whatever, I just kind of put it aside and figured, But I'm going to start playing with it again. I'm going to do a little more FPV. I made this big decision the other night. I bought some new batteries. I got 6 of them for, I think it's like 20. Shipped was $25. I don't know. And they're 380s. I have to ask Doc if I'm overdoing it. But they did mention my 2 drones. Actually, these very 2 drones. In the description is there were customers that had bought these batteries that use those drones that love them. So, and charged them all up. They all charged nice and even because the batteries, and I appreciate Doc giving me those batteries, but and he even said they were older, they were swelling. Just use them up, and I will continue to use them. But they don't take a full charge. They don't last very long. They're kind of uneven. So I thought, well, and for a penny, spend £1. So that's what I did. Wasn't very expensive. It's not a very expensive hobby if you do it like that. Little dribs and drabs and bits and pieces. Hi, Neil. How you doing? Welcome in. Hi, Jody. Welcome in. All right. So we got a few of the old gang in here. And I don't have a real lot to talk about. Actually, I went to Spin Up, had a great time. I think going there made me realize I wanted to start doing this again. I mean, I've been visiting other people's streams, sticking my face in, especially Johnny Dronefly. He's probably sick of me by now. And with his morning coffee, and then Rodney and little Laura Llama, Llama Laura, little Llama, little Llama Laura, playing the playing the games online, you know. And anyway, got another. I'm gonna have more mugs. Got another one. Canadian Drone Hub, support Rogers channel. Good guy. You know. I'm sure he's asleep. Oh, it's Chris. How you doing, Chris? Chris, I enjoyed. I did a ride along with Chris at the at Spin Up. He did a great job on a lot of things, though. You know, he was like the sound video engineer, one of the engineers, but I got the feeling Chris was the head engineer, taking care of all the sound and video and all the stuff during the meetup. Did a great job, and thankless job. Oh, and then on Spin Down, like I said, I brought the goggles to Texas, and I did some rode along with Chris Hope. I think I rode along with Robinson, you know, Third Eye View. Definitely Chris, Sunrise Water Media. I rode along with a couple of people. I think one or two. I don't even know who I rode along with, to be honest with you. I just I see. Oh, there's a drone. Okay. Wow. So, Chris, I was talking about, I'm going to start playing around with it again. I actually managed with weak batteries. it was, I didn't think it was even going to take off at one point, but there they go. And with weak batteries, I was able to fly it around this room, kind of, you know, keep it level-ish. And in tight quarters, you know, without smashing it. Yeah, ride-alongs are fun. You know, you get all the fun without without the stress of smashing up your toy. You know, but I had a great time. I hope all of you visited my channel, saw that I was having a good time. So I did that. The Lazy Man. That's what I love about having RTMP services built into the app now. Is it's because I'm lazy, you know. I just don't. Even on my day off, today was my day off. I got nothing done. I didn't even go bowling. I was supposed to go bowling. I didn't feel great. You know, I felt kind of tired and groggy and dopey. But yeah, all the fun without the stress. It's exactly right. Well, hey Johnny, how you doing, brother? It'd be great if you jumped in, but you probably took your Ambien already, so I don't know. Thanks for stopping in. I already put the. Let's do it again. Maybe somebody will help me carry this. What was I just talking about? See, this is why I need somebody in here to say, "Oh, you were talking about this," because every time I squirrel, I can't go back to where I was. It just disappears. Psh, gone. Is that a sign of a life well lived? There's just so much going on. Like it's like your brain is like a thimble, you know, or a shot glass. You can only fill it so much, and stuff starts running out the other side, or something like that. Very profound, I know. But you're a better rider or longer than a pilot. Yeah, me too. I was a man. I could wear those goggles on my face with the best of them. Okay, all right. Well, your granddaughter's there, then I'll watch my language. I'll keep it PG. But anyway, no, I enjoyed that to the point where, all right, I'm going to give it a shot. I see a lot of guys older than me even, no problem handling it. So if they could do it, just be patient. That's what I got to do, is just be patient. You know, maybe take some anti-inflammatories so my hands work better. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start flying a little bit. And like I said, I flew it around with the weak battery, no problem. So what I do, I went out and bought stronger batteries because that makes sense. But I'll give it a shot. Chris would have been proud of me. I did with the goggles off and close enough that I could see where the drone was facing, because it was only about 5 feet away from me. And I just, right in here. When it looked like I was going to lose a little control, of course, I dropped it, picked it up, kept it level. Now I got to do it outside. One little, I don't know if it's a trick. I mean, this is probably pretty obvious. Hey, how you doing, Sam? Welcome in. It's probably pretty obvious, but the batteries. I kind of wanted to. I mean, I should just balance the drone, but where you put them in the bottom of this drone, because it slides back and forth, makes a big difference. So I just raised it an inch off the ground, and if it started to drift backwards without any input from me, I just put it right down, and I slid the batteries forward a little bit. And I did that, a couple of times till I found a nice spot where now I took it off. I took off, and I didn't drift forward and back, because by finding the sweet spot with the batteries. A better pilot obviously can either trim it or just push forward on the sticks and control it like that. But I wanted to just practice staying in place using the throttle with my left hand without having to worry about that, because I'm not coordinated like that. Hey, Michael Wright is in the room. I think we've met. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. Mendez. It's Blind Neil. It's crazy. I lost 9 yesterday. What did I miss? 9 what? You lost 9 drones? 9 minutes? If I only lost 9 minutes a day. I spent a half an hour today on Johnny's coffee and drones and donuts, whatever, coffee and drones outfit, looking for this. I couldn't remember that I put it. Never mind. I found it. I'm going to do this again. All right. So that's right. You can't just, support me and be my friends and you have to work if you come in here. Anyway. So like I said, I got some batteries. They're a little stronger. Got the drone. That's it. I updated my Air 2S tonight. They said that there was an update for the app to 15.1 for iOS, but I wasn't aware that the app also updated for Android. That should show you how long it's been since I actually how long it actually it's been since I put the Air 2S up, because not only did it update to 15.1, there was also an update for the drone itself. There's a firmware update for the Air 2S that I installed tonight. So that's all I've done with my Air 2S now for probably 3 weeks. So I got to get out there. The weather hasn't been helpful. It's going to be nice Tuesday. I want to do something Tuesday. I might have a little surprise Tuesday. I might go live in the afternoon, or maybe even in the morning, because I have a theory about elevation. I'll just leave it at that. So look out for that one. Yeah, I should have over 500 by now too, but Hey, you guys complaining about not having quite 500 or having over 500, not 5. You're on a channel with 163. God bless you, but screw off. Just kidding. By the way, don't leave, please. I'm just joking. Don't unsubscribe, for God's sakes. Let me see, Rob. I wasn't aware there was a meetup today. A meetup today? Oh, I'm sorry I missed that. I would have jumped right on down there to Texas. Kind of mentioned to me it's been up there. White stuff is flying out of the sky today. Yeah. Nobody was there. I appreciate that, Mendez. Yeah. It's funny. If you look at my channel, and somebody should. Anyway, if you look at my channel, there's only one video that gets any love, and that's the it's right here. It's these orange props here. That video I did on reviewing those props. We should take a look. It's like that song from Sesame Street. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. That video has what, 8,200 views, 8,200 views. The next highest video has 247. That's that one on the boat, and everything else is like 100, 105, 120, 150 at the most. It's that one. It's like I don't know why. I got to do more of those. It's not getting me any or too many subs. I'm getting lots of views. That was a secret meetup. Yes, that's it. Mike, all right, I'm pretty sure we've met. Hi, Third Eye View. How you doing, buddy? Robinson. One is 5 views. The other one's topping 160. Yeah, it's a lot of views. Across 1,000 views. Yeah, people like you more than me. Well, that's what I'm saying. That one video is just ridiculous. It doesn't belong on my channel. It'd be one thing if it was like really good. It's okay, but like I said, you picked the right subject. And I've noticed on channels that are smaller, less than 1,000, less than 500 even. If they do videos and they mention the name of the FPV drone that they're flying, and it's a popular model, like I don't know, pick one, a popular BNF that's that's out there, then they get a lot of views, and I think because obviously people are not specifically searching out that person, but they're specifically searching out that model FPV because they're thinking of buying it, and so that's what happens. Yeah, we've met a couple of times, I think. Yeah. You look different the second time. You lost some weight. You look great, by the way. It's been up, Mike. I thought I'd just bring that up again. But you have third eye view. Why should anybody have to tell you anything? You should know through your third eye. It's pretty funny. The fact that nobody's in here and I'm talking, and for at least it depends. It depends. Overnight, maybe YouTube won't be that busy, but the live chat doesn't show up for hours. So I'm just talking to nothing and nobody for at least half a day. At least if they pull up the live chat, they can see I'm responding to you guys. Let me see. Okay. Well, was there bad weather? Did they get scared off? Rain like hell here today. We had flood warnings. As a matter of fact, I didn't go bowling because I really didn't feel up to it, but it was pretty ugly out there. There was a lot of streets were flooded. I mean, no flood damage, nothing like that, but people taking a chance of stalling their car deep, The guy I bowl with doesn't have his truck for whatever reason. He told me, but I don't pay attention to people when they talk. Anyway, he had a Mustang, so I didn't want to take the Mustang, and I understand that because it's so low to the ground. He's scooping up that water, splashing the motor, and get stuck somewhere. What? You mean I'm not inundated with thumbs up? Come on, you can do it. Don't forget your stool. That'd be a good sign for the bathroom. right by the plunger, to flush the toilet. Don't forget your stool. Don't leave your stool here. A freeze warning in New Mexico. Wow. No, it was warm here. It was just raining all day. 70 something, 74. God bless the winter in Florida, man. The best is coming up now. The best time to live in Florida is now. You know. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. You guys are talking about one thing. I'm talking about another thing. It's okay. You know, I will bring something up. A lot of guys have been talking lately about getting really expensive cards, SD cards for the M3, and even for any higher end drone. And I think they're missing something. They're thinking that it doesn't record like an extreme or an extreme, like a Sam or what do you call it? Extreme or Extreme Plus might not be fast enough because it's 30 megabits per second, and the drone's transferring. Yeah, that's not possible. I just want to throw this out there real quick, and then I'll just drop it. It's not possible. The the Air 2S transfers video. Here you go. Uncle Bill's going to actually talk shop for a second. At 150 megabits per second, small b. The M3 transfers at 200 megabits per second. That's as fast as that drone. That's as fast as a video that drone can transfer. So your card has to be faster than that. And they're reading on the numbers, and they're seeing burst rates. Read rates of 170 and or 160, 150. Say, well, it might not be quite fast enough, and that's why maybe it's dropping frames, whatever else is going on, causing a moire pattern. It's got nothing to do with it. That's megabits per second. SD cards, if it's a V30 card, it's rated as a minimum 30 megabytes per second. It's 8 bits in a byte. You'd have to have video that transfers faster than 240 just to top that chip out. So even the M3 is well within that. Those fast burst speeds, read write speeds, that's good if you're taking a photograph, but the steady throughput needed for video, not even the new Mavic 3 can exceed the speed of a V30. So you can buy a V60, you buy a V90, you're wasting your money, because unless you're going to take it out and you're going to put it into a V60 or V90 compatible reader, and that way you can really transfer your files quickly to your PC. That's the only advantage to it, because the slot of these drones don't support V60 and V30. V60, V30 chips are backwards compatible, so it'll still work at the slower speeds. But if you look at the back of a V60 or a V90 card, it's got 2 rows of contacts. Well, the reader, the slot inside the drone only has the 1 row. It only supports a V30 card. So anyway, that's it. Just thought I'd throw that out there and make you guys. 1,000 bits in a byte? No, it's 8 bits in a byte. Silly bastard. You're talking about a megabyte. It's 1,042. 8 bits in a byte. So in other words, 30 megabytes, a V30, which guarantees a minimum. It can do better, and they do better, but their guaranteed minimum 30 megabyte transfer rate can handle a camera that can shoot video at 240 megabits per second. So B90 for the 6K Pro. Yeah. Well, then the 6K Pro might have a V90 slot. You get a low recording warning with that, and I don't get it. Because what is the video what is it megabits per second that the V90 that the because that's ridiculous fast, by the way. What's the rating of video megabits per second at 6K that the Pro transfers data at? I mean, if you can go to DJI's site, and they don't recommend any V60 or V90s per se, but whatever. Low recording warning. Well, a 200 megabit per second, if you divide that by 8, that comes out to 25 megabytes per second. So I don't know. I don't know why you're having that problem. It's still, if it's a UH1 slot, it still only contacts. I mean, the V90 card is going to be is built to be a faster card, but it's not going to connect it V9 as a V9 as anything more than a V30. So, unless I don't know, maybe it's reading and writing and storing and moving data. I don't know. I doubt it though. I know you were. Blind. You were thinking that. Actually, it's 1042, and that's why there's a difference in the size and the true size of hard drives since the industry began in the beginning of time, because they use 1,000 when they talk about how many megabytes or gigabytes your hard drive holds, because they're using 1,000 as the marker, and it's not 1,000; it's 1042. So when you read it with Windows, it always shows smaller. That, and there's always overhead is due to inefficient storage, depending on the size of this. This is really exciting stuff, isn't it? The sector size that you choose. But, yeah, I don't know why you would have that problem with them. Use a V90, you get a low recording warning. Well, another reason not to buy Autel. Oh! Hey, Brad, welcome in. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be an issue. I don't know why. Oh, an external drive is a great idea, actually. I mean, it depends how much storage space does she. What does she have? Does she have a PC or a Mac, whatever? Does she have an actual computer with a lot of storage? How much storage space does she have on her? And if you really want to save the video, separate's the way to go anyway, because even with a Mac, even with any system that you're using on a day-to-day basis to read your emails, to go on the internet, of course, there's always a safety issue. There's always a safety factor. There's always the idea that you're going to use it a lot more than a storage device. So the storage device hard drive is going to last a lot longer because it's only being written to and read from so often. Its lifespan is going to be much longer than one that's constantly reading and writing, because it's part of your operating system. So yeah, it's a great idea to have an external drive. And especially at the prices they are now. And it doesn't have to be fast. You don't have to get yourself a super fast drive or anything. Just lots of space. 2 mega. That's 1987. Yeah. Well, I had it smaller than that. I mean, I had a computer that had no hard drive. You just worked off of 5 1/4. Just stick that big old giant floppy in there, and that was your operating system and everything. Well, I mean, it was an on-chip startup, like a BIOS kind of, but a little more. And then you just ran off the floppy. Of course, that was a Commodore 64. I still remember when I bought that Pentium 100. Pentium 100s just came out. I'll tell you, $1,700 was a lot of money for me back then. And I got that through PC Mag. It was a company that put them together, PC Magazine. And it had 8 megs of RAM and a half a meg video card. I think it was rocking. VGA. It was VGA. That was fairly new. Commodore, yeah, the VIC-20. Yeah, we had one. We didn't really use it. And the Amiga computers. Amigas were cool. I didn't have one. They were expensive. I ran the 64 for like 7 years. I was online with it with Quantum Link, which later became America Online. But America Online started as an online provider for Commodore 64 computers. Extreme Plus, that's what I use. And that's what I use. Extreme Plus, same thing. SanDisk Extreme Plus, 128 or 256. I forget what I got in there. I think 128. You still have that computer? That's cool. Believe it or not, some people will collect those things. You might want to look into that. Time Sinclair 1000. I'm not familiar with that though. Oh, Timex. You know what? Honestly, I forgot they made computers. We worked on 8086s. We were doing publishing, my friends and I. More so them. It was their business, but I worked with them and helped them on 8086 computers. But I don't remember who made them. But it was expensive proposition what they were doing. It was just crazy. Hey, Mika Steve, how you doing? Good to have you in. Good to have you in. I mean, I helped them. I jerked around with that stuff. But then personally for my household, I had purchased. We had a 386, but I don't know whose that was. I also had a 286, and I put Windows 2.0 on it. Believe it or not, there was a Windows 2.0. There was Windows 1.0 that came on big floppies, and it was kind of GUI, kind of GUI, but GUI really wasn't supported until the 386 came out. I had a 486 Cyrix SLC 33 processor in the Windows 3.1 computer that I had. And I used to drop out of Windows and dial up the internet in DOS so that I could online game because it only had 4 megs of RAM. So if you tried to run Windows at the same time as dialing up into a online gaming platform called Kali and run the games, it would crash. So I had to do it all through DOS PPP. Had to configure that and have it dial up the phone through my 9600 baud modem at the time, which was pretty badass. It was kind of expensive, actually. I've had as slow as a 300 baud modem. I had a 300 baud modem on the Commodore. Hi, Maddie. How you doing? Hey. Whoa, guys, just running in here. Eat more possum. One video. Hey, Dustin, how you doing? Hey, did you get it yet? Did it come in the mail? I'm going to put this out there one more time. See what brave soul I can get to come on and visit with me. Yeah, 300 baud. Yep. Hey, Quantum Link was fun. I used to log on with that Commodore 64 and I'd play cards. You had Rabbit Jack's Casino built into that, and you could actually type chat while you were playing cards with people online. They in their heyday they had over 300,000 subscribers, which was very big for the time. You only had fake internet. It was intranet. You're only online with other Quantum Link people. But they did have email, so that did actually. I guess they would dump that into the actual internet. Bulletin boards were fun too. I used to dial into some of those. You ran a couple, huh? It's expensive, or if you wanted to run one that multiple people could come on, you had to have multiple phone lines, or a switcher, but you still needed more than one line so you could carry the data. I mean, there was things later on, I think, that allowed it to switch and carry 2 people's signal at the same. I forget, but There was one by me that actually had 8 phone lines in it that I used to dial into. I was living in the country at the time. It was long distance just to get internet. I had to dial long distance just to get online. Remember, I tried AOL cost me money, CompuServe cost me money. Finally, a local company called Epix came out in '94, in late '94, and I jumped on them not till I think February '95, February '95, and I got internet, actual internet, without having to dial a service like CompuServe or AOL or Prodigy. And, and like I said, that's when I was dialing in with Slip first. I don't know if any of you guys remember dialing up through Slip instead of PPP. There was a browser software called Slipknot, which would translate textual web pages into kind of a graphical web page. It was slow and weird, but it was cool, because it just was. Yeah. No, I didn't. I never tried that. The special tones in the phone to get free long distance. However, you may not know that with a rotary phone, that if it broke or there was a problem with the phone, you could actually dial the phone by hitting the hang up on the receiver. Like you wanted to dial 3, you would hang it up 3 times real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. Because that's all that rotary was doing was real quick connecting and quick connecting and disconnecting, which would send that signal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can hear it when you dial the rotaries. I remember I had a $300 and something phone bill one month because I was playing Doom on a service called Dwango, because you could dial in and 4 people could play Doom at the same time. And the server you had to dial into was in Texas from Pennsylvania. So there was such a thing as long distance charges back then, for all you young kiddies out there. They don't do that anymore. But anyway, what did I miss? Oh, hi, Steve. How you doing, buddy? Welcome in. Oh, yeah. I had them all, too, Brad. I had Doom, Doom. I had Doom 2. I still like Doom 2. In fact, shit. What do I got sitting here? Doom 3. Doom 3 was all online. But the whole Doom series was very cool. These are all Battlefields. Here's some old titles for you. Medal of Honor, Pacific Assault, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 2, which I still play, believe it or not. There's still servers out there that support it. Bought that the day after it came out, 2005. This game here, Fear, I don't know if you guys know this one, is very cool, was way ahead of its time, and actually frightening. Battlefield 2142. I have is it Duke? No, you know what I have sitting around here? Quake 2. The Quake games were very cool too online. Duke Nukem, I have Duke Nukem on I think my laptop. I got a pirated, even though I owned it, I had a pirated version. You could just copy the whole thing. Back then you didn't have to worry about installation files and registry issues. You could just copy the folder and run it on a different computer. Yeah, Quake was great. Quake 2 I liked a lot. Quake 1 was great for online play. Quake 2 was the game itself. You played the game itself. Quake 2. That's right. Still got my junk. I doubt they would play on this, but there's a way to do it. I have to spend a little time and figure it out. Actually, I was playing some of my Commodore games on this with an emulator. See, I still like PSI 5 Trading Company it was a Commodore 64 game. Look all kinds of stuff. I got Warcraft here somewhere, but the original, not that fantasy thing. Well, of course, Wolfenstein 3D. Yeah, Castle Wolfenstein. Are you talking about the original one? The one that predated Doom, written by the same guys? Or are you talking about the better one that came later, Castle Wolfenstein? Blast the Nazis. Because I like that one a lot too. Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't even where I had this. Call of Duty, like the original Call of Duty. What if these are collectible? I doubt it. It's funny what you find in your drawers if you look. Oh, here we go. This was what I like. I used to play Warcraft 2. I was an orc. Big Blue. It's part of which I named after my blue pickup truck. But I was part of the Bleeding Hollow clan. Warcraft 2. BattleNet edition. And when I can't even imagine how many hours I played this. Not as much as Battlefield 2 because it's been so many years, but Battlefield 1942. The one that started it all. Quake Arena. All the different 1942 secret weapons. Anyway. What's at the back of the lower left drawer? An old battery? What do you mean? Can you see what I'm doing over there? The back of the lower left drawer. Brad, it's been my pleasure. Thank you for stopping in. Like and subscribe on your way out. Frogger. Yeah, that's old. South Florida meetup. Dun, dun. So, who booked their hotel rooms? Maddie has picked out a good one, a real good one. Good price, nice location. If anybody's interested in spending more money than they need to, and they want to stay on the ocean. Actually, I was going to see if when I talked to Kelly Shores about it, he said that it's his anniversary month with his wife, and they haven't done a beach anniversary, and that would be a possibility, to stay on the beach. And if they want to do that, right around the corner, 4 minutes away, is a Courtyard by Marriott with an oceanfront on Hutchison Island that you can actually, it's a 40-minute walk, but you could walk from that hotel to the meetup. And it's really not that bad. If you choose the sunset side, they call it, not the ocean side. The ocean side starts to get a little pricey, but the sunset side wasn't bad, surprisingly. And still the same beach that the hotel has. The hotel's has its own beach. Plus, you could fly there. The further south you get, you're getting closer to the municipal airport. You're getting close to the Martin County Airport, and there's no flies there. Especially if you're going to stay south of the Roosevelt Bridge in downtown Stuart. Pet friendly. Oh, who are you bringing? What are you bringing? Who are you bringing? I'm not going to insult anybody. What are you bringing? No, I'd love to see you in person there, Steve. Honest to God, such a nice guy. Bring that knife with you too, because it's a bad neighborhood. Leisure Suit Larry, I forgot about that game. Good call there, Dustin. Yeah, the original Wolfenstein for yeah, I played that. I think I beat that. That was they're very similar. I mean it's even choppier. Why are you being weird? Let me see. Oh, you're just being weird about the battery? No, there's no old batteries. What are you insinuating? I do have a lot of old stuff in there. Computer equipment. It's a bureau. Looks like it's a dresser. It's full of stuff. My clothes are in the other bureau. Greg Pittman's in here. Hey, Greg. Welcome. Yeah. It depends on business. Are you ever going to retire, Steve? Just retire temporarily. You can always go back to work. The South Florida meetup is at the Jensen Beach Causeway Bridge Park, and that's all you got to Google is Jensen Beach Causeway Park. That's all you need. I'll throw the link up if you want. And if that Maddie, what was I think it was a Comfort Inn and Suites, right? You were looking, or the Hampton Inn and Suites, right? That's a nice hotel, and pretty reasonable. There's a Holiday Inn in Port St. Lucie, which is a hair further, but not much. I mean, instead of 5 miles, the Hampton, the one you're talking about is 5 miles from the hotel. The 5.1, the other one is 6.1, something like that. And it's a little less, but it's not as nice a room. The other one has suites, whereas the other one is now. The cheapest one I've seen could be probably the Best Westerns, but they're not that great. They're okay. Nice talking to you too, Chris. At the Hampton Suites, yeah. Well, like I said, I was going to recommend that Courtyard by Marriott to anybody that wants to stay on the beach itself. $700. 2 adults, 2 kids, 4 nights, 2 queen beds. Yeah. I was pricing that that Courtyard on the water there, and like I said, on the Sunset side, for I think was it 3 nights. It was 7 something, but that was just one adult. Twin beds. I don't know if they charge more for the second person, maybe a little bit. So yeah, it's obviously more because that's 3 nights, but not crazy. I mean, there's another one you could do too. Shuckers. There's Steve. All right. I knew someone would save my bacon. Running out of things to say, Steve. Okay, go. It's all you.
Good evening, Bill.
Good evening. What a pleasure to have my friend from California in here. I was just looking. Island Beach Resort. That's what it's called. Now this is also very close. It's on Hutchinson Island. Now, where the drone meetup is the causeway between the mainland, mm-hmm. and then the intercoastal waterway.
Yeah.
And then Hutchinson Island runs for miles and miles and miles up and down and on the opposite side of that, which is thin by this way, Hutchinson, on the other side of that is the Atlantic Ocean. Mm-hmm. So on the Atlantic Ocean side and up maybe 2 miles is a place called, and you won't find this with Travelocity or Booking or like that. You'd have to know about it, I guess, because it's condos. and they were they were really reasonable, and they're full condos. I mean, a kitchen and all that good stuff, and it's actually a nice place. I've been to Shuckers, which is the club restaurant that's on the first floor, and it's a pretty hot spot. It's a pretty popular spot. The food's good, and it's got its own beach. It's on the beach. Best on the beach, according to this ad here. Welcome to Shuckers on the beach. Well, anyway, the condos were really reasonable. $792 for, I think it was pricing 4 days.
Wow.
Pretty sure it was. Yeah. You gotta. So you'd have to go. That's the Island Beach Resort. It's called on Hutchinson Island. So if someone wants to do that, they can actually book a full-fledged condo for 4 days for. I'm sure that didn't include taxes and whatever else, but it's still going to be less than $1,000 for 4 days and a full-fledged condo. You could bring like 4 people and split that,
Oh, I know, that's for sure. We'll save a lot of money.
And be on the beach.
Yeah.
And, just a thought. But the Hampton Inn they picked is a nice hotel. It's a nice location there, and I think. See, I like the idea maybe of being able to walk out, have your breakfast, walk outside with your drone onto the beach, and fly right there, right by your hotel. Before you go over to before or after the meetup. Which would be kind of cool. But then after the meetup, you don't even have to have a hotel there. We could just if you follow the road, the Jensen Beach Causeway Road, into Hutchinson Island, you don't even have to turn. You just keep going straight. There's a roundabout, and right there, and then just go to the other side of the roundabout, and right there is a beach. Right there is Jensen Sea Turtle Beach. It's called for a reason. Okay. The sea turtles.
Yeah, I took it as that.
Yeah, they'll have areas cordoned off that you can't go near it when they're laying their
protected.
Eggs. Yeah. But right there's a giant cabana thing that serves food, that sells food, and sometimes there'll be a guy with the with the you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, steel drum. Thank you. So that's pretty cool, and I mean that's just like minutes, literally, away from where the meetup is. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, literally minutes.
My only time in Florida has ever been there is flying into Miami decades ago, but mainly into Tampa. We used to go up for work. We'd flew in for a yearly project managers meeting over there. And that's where it was held. We'd be there for a week over there.
Well, Maddie's saying if you didn't have his family, yeah. Well, Tampa's nice. I'm sorry, I'm jumping back and forth. Tampa's nice. I like Tampa. My grandmother, before she passed, lived. One of my grandmothers, my dad's side. I had 3, believe it or not. Marriage. Anyway, she lived in not St. Pete Beach. I mean, it's one of them. No, was St. Pete Beach? Maybe it was St. Pete Beach. There's Madeira Beach. There's what else is there? There's damn it. All I remember was it was a really nice area, and the only time I saw her, I went there was because she passed, and I went down to take care of the range. No, actually, I think I went there one other time. But this is so long ago, I could barely remember. But I like that area. So my dad has a good friend that lives in that area, so I've been there a couple of times for that. And Tampa's a big area. There's a lot to do there.
Yeah, we were over in Clearwater, is where we were.
Clearwater is very nice. Yeah. That's talk about an expensive vacation. Is Clearwater.
There's a resort there, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's two professional golf courses there, plus it's a huge tennis facility there. In fact, Pete Sampras used to be his training facility at this place, and you enter in, and it's a private residence. It's nothing but, and General Schwarzkopf, bless his heart, when he was alive, his was the first house coming in, and if he was home, his flag was up, and he'd accept people coming in to just stop by.
Really? That's amazing.
But it was a phenomenal resort. And, living in California, which we have a lot of the same weather that you have in Florida, except minus all the bugs, minus all the humidity. And they went to go playing golf one day. Says, okay, there you go. Pick the course you want to go. It's all yours. We supply clubs. Don't even worry about bringing your own. We'll have clubs here and everything. I said, nah, I'll take the spa treatment instead. I can go golf over here in California, 70, 75 degrees and a nice 10% humidity, see the same palm trees and not sweat to death.
This crap from the Canadian Drone Club busting my Florida's chops. I don't know. Steve. Oh, the humidity. Oh, they didn't bring the bugs up. They were talking about. Here they are sitting there, and it's snowing on them already.
Yeah.
It's like mine, and they're criticizing. Oh, it's too hot, too much humidity. Well, certain times of the year, it's fairly humid here. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Of course, we were there at summertime.
We're surrounded on three sides by water. This is a peninsula. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Between us, Hawaii, and believe it or not, Alaska is very humid. I didn't know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I was up there decades and decades ago. In fact, the year after the big earthquake, that was the last time I was there.
I wasn't aware you weren't. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. Mike, I wasn't aware you weren't blue. Okay, hold your breath, and you'll turn blue. I'm not looking. I'm looking at it through StreamYard. I wasn't looking at it through. I'll fix it right now. I knew there was a reason I should go to the. I should go there because I can't make you blue without the YouTube chat window. So let's do that. I should go there because I can't make you blue without the YouTube chat window. So let's do that. That was me. That was us. Now I'm gonna pop it out. Pop out chat. There. Okay.
Yeah, I kept on trying to get our senior project manager, telling him, I don't care if you live in Clearwater, have our weekly, our week-long seminar that we used to have it in California. I'll find a place here for you.
Everybody gets a wrench. Who else doesn't have one? Let me see. Everybody else blue? Greg Pittman's not blue. No, we got to fix that. There. You can all try to time each other out. Who else? Anybody? Steve, I know you must be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah.
Texas Arch drone guy is not. Texas Arch drone guy?
Yeah, that's Michael Wright. Yeah, he's the one that complained, He's blue now. There you go. The RC Pro. Oh, yeah. Oh, Steve, have you gotten the M3?
No.
No?
No need for it. I've got my still flying my Air 2. I love it.
Me too. But when was that firmware update for the Air 2S? Oh, you have the Air 2.
Just the 2. When it came across for all of them.
Well, no. There was a software update, but there's actually also a firmware update for the Air 2S. I just installed it.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know about that.
I was just wondering if everybody knew about it or how long ago how long that's been. Hey, Sergio, I didn't see you there. What's up, brother?
Yeah, I just went down. In fact, yesterday I picked it up at Costco as I picked up a Mini 2 for my son for Christmas. The deal just couldn't pass it by. $439 for the drone. Comes with a bag. Comes with an extra battery. Comes with a 32 gig chip, and it comes with something else for $439.
So it's not a Flymore kit, but it's a like
two batteries instead.
I've seen that. I've seen the companies put them together. Add the extra battery, and they're good deals. It's a great deal, actually.
Yeah, Costco actually has the Air 2S for $9.99. The same thing
with two batteries.
The drone, 2 batteries, a bag, the card and something else.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Chris.
What's going on?
So what's we talking about?
Well, first, before we do that, I told you when you sent me that drone, I was going to buy you dinner at Spin Up, and I had the opportunity to pay for your dinner at that Mexican place, and it never crossed my mind, and it's been eating me up ever since then.
I didn't even think about it either.
Well, that would have been a great place to do it because you probably only spent like $12, so that would have been
Yeah.
so that would have been perfect.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it, Bill.
No, me either.
Let's see. I'm trying to get this phone set up here. I got it sitting on the table here.
Oh, he doesn't do a Del Taco gift card.
But yeah, no, I'm just here at the new place. We're renting a backhoe this week, and the guy's going to deliver it early in the morning. So I got to be here for first thing in the morning. So
Cool, excellent, new place. Well, Steve, we were in the process to talk. Steve was making fun of Florida, and that was going on, and saying he liked it, and then complaining about it. You know, the bugs and the humidity. And then I talked a little bit. I bought some new batteries.
cool.
Never heard of this company. You know, it had, I don't know, it had several hundred reviews or more. And they were all, you know, they got good reviews. What the hell? It was like $20, $25. I got 6 1S batteries.
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, they're 380s.
Okay.
I don't want it too powerful, but what the heck? If I run one battery, that'll be pretty cool. Because I decided I'm going to give FPV another chance.
Absolutely.
Because I had fun riding along. I think I rode along with yours too, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, the whole thing about it, with FPV is it's stick time. It's all about the stick time. That's literally all it is.
Well, I flew this thing around this little room last night on a lark. I threw a couple batteries in, and then I did a couple things. First thing I did was I wanted it to hover in place, so I brought it up like an inch or two, and it started coming back. So I put it down and I pushed those batteries forward, and I did that until it hovered in place. It's like, okay, now because I wanted to practice that, with the thumb. Well, I guess I should pinch, right? But anyway, I wanted to practice that. And I kind of got that down. I was actually not bouncing off the floor or hitting the ceiling. And I flew it around the room a little bit, turned it around a couple of times, and it's like, I think I could do this. I just have to be
one other thing you can do is so you don't have to fuss with the batteries quite so much. And it does change. If you don't get them quite in the same spot every time, it's not going to act quite the same every time.
Right.
But on your transmitter, you've got your little tabs next to your gimbals.
Oh, I know.
And you can just tweak
trim it. You got to trim it forward, and it saves the trim settings for each individual drone. I played with that, but I was like, let's start from a good place, and if I have to trim it, I'll trim it. But pushing that battery forward made a big difference. It actually just stayed right.
Well, on the little light ones, it really does make a big difference. Yes.
Yeah. Those batteries weigh half as much as the drone does.
Yeah.
My daughter's telling me I got a question in the chat. Hold on. Doc, we need to have another FPV dogfight. Absolutely.
No. Sure do.
What's Sergio say? Hold on.
Okay.
Where are you doing another live? How to build? It's not going to, Serge. It's not going to be for a little bit. Right now. I'm trying to get this house ready to where we can move into it by the end of next month. So I'm on a big push trying to get everything finished in it. Once we're in and settled at the end of the next month, then I'll be able to do more. So, but until then, I'm really limited on time. I've just got a lot I got to get done in a short period of time. So,
well, I don't know. I kind of like what you've done with the place. That decor is like, early American garage sale.
Dude, wait a minute. You want to see early American garage? Hold on. I got your early American garage.
Can you give a walkthrough?
Oh, yeah. I'll give you a quick walkthrough of what I had to go through the last week and a half.
How exciting is this that you got a new place and you're doing all this? You haven't. I know it's a lot of work.
I don't know how to turn the camera around on this one here. You see that wall?
Yeah.
Look at this. I had to replace almost that whole wall. And that's the exterior of the house.
I hope
while I did it. Okay.
Yeah, but you're making it your
I-
own. You're making
I
it your own. All the workmanship, and it's all you. You know what I mean? You get to carry that with you when you live in the house.
Absolutely. I mean, this is all for us. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, in that regard. Yeah. This.
I just hope that Romex hanging down behind you there isn't hot with open wires.
It's not open wires, but it is hot. So the one thing is, though, this set here was for the bathroom, and it's actually I've got to open the ceiling up and put a junction box in there because this set we're not using. This one, when I open the ceiling up, is getting moved over to that wall right there for a plug. So, because this section right here used to be the bathroom, and we removed the bathroom because the floor was so rotted, as you can tell. I've already removed one piece. I still have to do another one. So, yeah, this has been a lot of work, guys. So, and this ain't been the only spot.
Yeah, if you get all that done by the end of the month, you're a miracle worker. I mean, you're gonna be at it for a while, I would think, because you're still working right now, right? Or no?
To finish this, I actually, right now, the wall's going to stay the way it is for the moment, but I have to cut the next piece of floor panel out to do the ducting under the floors because I can't get any of the stinking heating and air companies to come out and put new ducting in. So I got to do it myself. So I've got to start here and work my way back to the living room. So I've got to do that while I've got the floor opened up. But this next week, I've got to do the outside. So I've got trees and stuff I got to tear down and get removed and re-level the lot in a few spots. But the other spot,
Living in an area where you can do all that without having city inspectors come out every 15 minutes to check everything you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, county, they don't give a crap. So,
I can't even imagine how bad it is in Florida. I mean, it's real bad. This town,
I can imagine.
I mean, things you would never think you'd need a permit for. Like you say you replace your front door, you need a permit.
Oh yeah,
for it. You know, for your front.
They can go fight me on that.
Just replace the panel.
that bedroom and bathroom in there. I had to do the same thing to this wall and this window. I had to replace an 8-foot section in here. So,
Right.
But then the other spot that we had to deal with was the other bathroom. I leaned down in it where it used to be a tub shower, and I put my hand through the bottom of the tub. So, and I had to put a shower pan in. So I had to rebuild this whole bathroom in here, along with, hang on, I got to turn a light on it. There you go, like, where are we at? There we go. Okay. So I had to redo all of these studs in here and all of these studs all right here all had to be replaced because of just water rot down on the floor. I was lucky the floor wasn't bad here. So all I did was put a piece of 1/2-inch plywood down that covered up the existing holes that was for the tub shower setup,
Right.
and then shower pan in. So
That's not including the entire
Are
house.
those walls 2x4 or 2x3?
right here on the bathroom section, I had to redo them as 2x4 because all of the new fixtures require a 4-inch thick wall to put in.
Right.
So
Okay.
I had to put 2x4 in here. So these two, I don't know if you can, hang on, the light's doing it. These two studs, boy, come on there. Come on. There we go. This stud and this stud are 2x3. So
Right.
I've got a scab of 1x3 on each, or 1x2 on each one of these to thicken it up to 4-inch.
Mhm.
And then I can sheetrock it and be good.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, and that doesn't count the entire south side of the house. From this end of the house to that end of the house, I had to replace the entire siding on the outside and all the insulation.
Well, what's the exterior wall? Is it 2x4?
Yeah, all the exterior is 2x4. Yeah, so that makes it easy.
Does it get cold there?
We're already down into, well, let's see here. A couple nights ago, it was down in the 30s.
Yes, it got
So,
in the 30s that night.
Yeah,
Guess
it got pretty cold here a couple nights
The reason
ago.
I'm asking is what kind of insulation are you going to be using for the exterior walls there?
It's just standard 2x4 insulation, just standard bats.
Fiberglass.
So, but,
Fiberglass?
yeah, it's kind of a fiberglass. It's not like the old pink stuff. I don't know what they call it, but it's just standard insulation. But yeah, I've been
Just
busy.
bats? Are you just putting in fiberglass bats?
Yeah, just standard
Okay.
fiberglass bats. So
Or going to that dense foam insulation that you can get to put in that stuff. That stuff you can almost get double the R value on it.
yeah, the problem is though is it's twice as expensive.
Yeah.
So that's the only catch.
Yeah, but when
But
you're cooking out there in the middle of the summertime.
well, what helps with that isn't so much the walls, but it's the roof. So
Yeah.
next spring I've got to deal with because I've got to do some additions onto the house. Being that we removed a bathroom, I have to put another bathroom in. So I'm going to do that as an addition. When I do that, I got to start redoing the roof as I go with it.
But what are your rafters? Are they 8s, 10s? I mean, I guess I see
Oh
you got
God, no, they're not even that big. They're probably standard 2x4. You know, really chintzy stuff.
okay.
So, but it's got enough pitch that when I add on, I can change the pitch of the roof and just scab onto it with a new rafter. So that'll work out. But all in all, it's like, I mean, for what we got the house and the property for, I mean, I got a half acre, I got a well, I got, the septic, and all of that works. So it's like that was, if I had to put that in, it would have cost more than what we paid for this entire piece of property with the house.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And that's just, it was just a great deal. Even though I've got
how's
all
the
this
well?
work to do.
How's the well? What's your capacity on it? What are you generating out of it right now?
Honestly, I don't know. It was put in 1985, and it's been producing ever since. So I can't hardly argue with that.
Yeah, how big a tank you got?
This one is set up on an accumulator, so it doesn't have a separate tank for a reserve. I do plan on putting one in. That way, because we were here last week and it was just getting dark. We were just getting done to head back up to Silver, and the power went out. Well, if the power goes out and all you have is a well with no reserve water, you've got no water.
Right.
Even though you've got an accumulator, you only got like the accumulator we have here. I think is only a 15-gallon or maybe a 20, and that's all you got. And once that pressure vessel's done, you got no more water. So
at least with the tank, you've got gravity pressure coming down on that line.
Well, yes and no. See, the catch on that, a lot of people don't understand this, is just because you have a tank doesn't mean you have water. Because if you don't have it high enough, you get no pressure.
No, okay? I know that.
Yeah, and people don't realize that. 30 feet, the bottom of the tank, 30 feet off the ground is only going to give you 12 PSI. That's it. But that 12 PSI is enough to flush a toilet. It's enough to wash your hands at the sink. It's enough to do little things. You can't do big things. So,
but will it run your bidet?
So, that's where you're going to have to put up some solar panels up there and put some battery banks in there.
Well, that is in the works because being we got the place for such a good deal, I've got enough room on the northeast side of the house. That's part of the reason why we're bringing a piece of equipment out tomorrow for the next week. I've got to clear the north side of the house and all the trees and crap that's in here and level it so that I can frame up a foundation for a shop garage on the northeast corner of the house. So, and then that'll give me the spot to do all my solar panels, all my batteries, all my inverters, the whole shebang. That way, when I put the water tank up, I don't have to put it up as high. I can put it 10 or 12 feet off the ground, and my what do they call it? The boost pump is 110, so it doesn't draw a lot of power, and it'll just feed the pressure vessel from the tank, and then all the well does is the well will kick on once a day to refill the tank.
Well, you can get an oversized pressure tank too if you want to hold a little more water. Ray, we got Mike. Mike is here from Night Train, and Ray Kelly. His bladder must have been full. He got up to go to the bathroom. And he saw we were online, I guess. How you doing, Ray? What are you doing up so late at night? Robert Glazier.
Chat back on here.
I guess wasn't on when you told me about not knowing.
Oh yeah, Sergio wants me to show you guys how to build antennas. I am going to do that. Honestly, once I get done settled in here and I've got a spot and I can do it here at the beginning of the year, I'm going to sit down. And one of the first things I'm going to do, video wise, is I'm going to show everybody how to cut and assemble antennas. Because there's three basic types. You know, you've got your cloverleaf skew planers. Now, you guys might not know the difference. There is a difference between them. They look similar. One has 3 lobes, one has 4 lobes. I use skew planers, which are the 4 lobes. And then there's patch antennas and then helicals. And that's it. Those are the 3 basic antenna designs other than the whips, you know, that a lot of the little tiny hawks and all them use. But they're not hard to build. The helical ones are a little tougher because it requires a little more math, a little more planning and design to assemble. But the patch antennas, oh my God, those things are so stinking simple. It's not even funny. You literally can make one with a scribe or an awl or whatever to punch holes and a pair of scissors and a soldering iron. And that's all you need. I mean, other than a razor blade, you know, to cut and trim the coa.
So we're going to make room for your ham antenna tower out there and put your aerials up.
Oh, you know it. I mean, I've got enough room here. I put 160 meter. Now, mind you, that's the frequency. Okay, the band, 160 meter band. It's 1.8 to 2 megahertz frequency. Okay. Mm-hmm. I put a half-wave dipole up at an apartment complex one time. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what we did back in the old days, you know, you used to have all the when the homeowners association first started, at least here in the late 60s and mid 60s, actually, a friend of mine, because my dad being an electrical contractor, we went and got some number 14 THWN wire stranded, and it matched perfectly with the same color as the shingles on the roof. So we went with the regular 300 ohm standoffs and ran that stuff all the way around and created 2 dipoles antennas over there.
Yep. Yeah, I wasn't that stealthy. I stuck a 4-element array up. So
there you go.
And I used white wire.
That was the Little Beaver Apartments, right?
Yeah, that was Little Beaver Apartments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, what it is as a ham, I'm licensed on multiple bands. Okay, and depending on what license you have, the license that I have right now, I'm licensed for all the frequencies that they have available to ham operators, and that goes from 1.8 to 2 megahertz. All the way up to 300 gigahertz and above. So everything that they've got laid out in the band plan for ham operators, I can operate on. Any mode, not any power. I'm legal up to 1,500 watts.
I was thinking about getting back into that hobby. I kind of enjoyed that. I don't know. It's not as big as it used to be, but anyway, before internet kind of became the medium for chatting, but I had that Ranger 2950, 2930, whatever it was, and that was
the R2950, I think it was RC 2950,
RCI was the company, and that was a great little radio. You know, I traded my 148 GTL that was tuned up with a 300 watt linear. I traded that with the linear to get that radio. You know, because it's the way those shops ran. You know what I mean? I managed truck stops, and you had these. It just became when I had spare time, I was in that shop, you know, screwing around talking to this guy. I remember, in fact, I got when I bought the 148. I think I traded him a coal burner, a Canadian step stove. Actually, it was. It was part of the trade, you know. So the guy would take anything, you know, and money. I gave him some money too. Don't get me wrong, you know.
Yeah.
But. I enjoyed it.
I managed to get my hands on an old from 1974. It's a Yaesu FT101 Bravo. And that one, the Bravo model, had 11 meters as part of the ham band because back in the early 70s, it was a ham band.
Right.
So I had 100 watts on
11 meters.
11 meters barefoot. I didn't have any amplifiers, no nothing. It was a push-pull tube amplifier, built into the radio. And, it was just clean as can be. I could operate.
If you don't know out there, 11 meters is CB channels. And
Yeah, breaker 1.9.
Yeah, you're limited to 4 watts now. I think 5 in a mobile. But anyway,
well, it's 4 watts.
5 in, 3.5 out.
Yeah, it's 4 watts PEP, peak envelope power. So in essence, it's only like 2 watts, is what you actually get out of it. So because you lose 2 watts on the upper band and 2 watts on the lower band, on side bands, where it does its thing. But yeah. See, when I would run it, I'd just run sideband and I'd push 100 watts out on, upper sideband and it'd just be done.
That guy that owned that shop, he actually set his van on fire because he had the linears. He didn't. He stuck it because he was constantly buying and selling stuff, so he didn't mount it. You know what I mean? He just threw it in his vehicle and hooked it up, and it was sitting on the carpet on the floor of the van.
Oh Lord!
He set the carpet on fire.
Well, you know what will happen in about 2 years from now? We'll get a image shot from the space station satellite over there, and you'll see this array glowing over there from Chris's property.
Actually, you won't see that at this one, but where you'll see it is in Columbus, which is about 35 minutes south of here. That's where I have my 5-acre lot on our private airstrip, and I have 5 acres to put up some big antenna systems. So
5 minutes off the school board.
Yeah, that's where I'll do that. I'll be in competition though with the government because about 5 miles northwest of me, where our property is, there's a government installation there that has more antenna systems and more towers and wire antennas than I could count. So, and it's all barbed wired, fenced, and it's all hush hush stuff.
NSA, huh?
Yeah. Plus, we got the blimp. I mean, or I don't want to call it blimp. It's the
dirigible.
No. It's the surveillance balloon that they have along the border. We have one out here, and that's about 15 miles northwest of down there. So,
interrupt real quick. Ray says he's back in Florida. Are you at the condo, or are you at the? You're at the airport, Ray. Are you home? In Florida?
I think he's at the condo.
I think he's at the condo.
He said he missed UPS, so.
Uncle Bill, what batteries is that you showed earlier? Oh, these here. These are just 1S 380s.
Oh, the GMBs. Yeah, those are all right. There ain't nothing wrong with those whatsoever. The one thing about the little 1S batteries, they are 100% expendable. So, I mean, that's just what they are. If you get them things to last you, 1 to 3 months, you're doing great. So
most of the ones you sent me still work, but they don't charge up all the way. They're getting, even the cheap 250 that I got from Get RC, that came with the drone. One of them is dead already.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'd like, let's grab some batteries and let's start playing around with the thing. So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's the thing with the 1S systems is that they are expendable, and that's just the way they are, and everybody knows it. And that's why they're so cheap. The batteries are so cheap, so you can just keep buying more. So shoot, for $20, you get enough batteries to last you for a long time,
Yeah, I got 6. It came in 6 boxes, 6.
Yeah.
Well, Bill,
they shipped this little. It was in a box this big.
Oh yeah.
What you got
Bill,
now?
I gotta head out of here. Good to see you,
right,
sir.
Steve.
I appreciate you coming in.
Hopefully, we'll get out to see you guys out there in California here after a while. Because Mom and I we're going to have to make a trip out to California here sometime between now and probably February, March, and to see family. So. I get out there, I'll give you a jingle.
Yeah, you got my number. And Ray's going to be out here towards Christmas time.
Oh,
so we're
wow.
going to try to hook up while Ray Kelly's out here.
Well, hey, get with oh goodness,
Dre?
Dre. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Try to get
We've
up. Get
already
together
been
with Dre.
communicating.
Yep. So,
So thank you,
all right,
Bill. Good to
Steve.
see you.
Have a
Doc.
good night, buddy.
Really,
Good-
thanks for
good luck
stopping
on
in and
the-
helping me carry the load here. I appreciate you. I do.
No problem. And
You know,
hey, good luck
it's
on the
always
new
my
place.
Did you
We're
get?
still
Did you?
working on it.
Wait, did you get your knife? Did you get
No.
your knife yet?
It'll be here on the 23rd.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah,
be wonderful.
Just so you know, everybody's DNA is on that knife because it got passed all the way around the whole place, and everybody.
Yep.
Well, that's
A few
good.
of us-
So I can go on a spree and look
Exactly.
at all you guys are going to be liable.
And I won't say who, but there's a few that actually licked it. So
Yeah, just yeah.
So I better go down to the store right now and get up some oil real quick because it's probably already rusting.
No, it should be good. I put it under here and I cleaned it out like that. It's okay. You're good. Yeah.
Well, take care. Take care, everybody in chat. Have a good
have
night,
a good
everybody.
night, Steve.
You too. Bye bye.
Oh goodness. Oh, Robert Glazer says he's got a scanner set up to listen. So that's pretty cool. He listens to the airplane pilot.
I had bought a scanner and it became obsolete because of the bands that the police moved on to and like that.
Yeah, when they went into 800 trunking, it made it hard to follow
Right.
all that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, now you can get them, but Jesus, the money, they're so expensive. It's
Oh yeah.
you know what I could do? I downloaded this free scanner app.
It's actually better to go on the apps on the phone now for that kind of stuff.
Because you don't have to worry about reception issues, and you can grab it from whatever area you want. I could
That's right.
listen to West Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale, or wherever I want to. In fact, like Fort Lauderdale, when I hear the name Matty Cundiff come over, I know what's going on.
Is he in the chat?
He was. I thought I would. We'll find out in a second after I just said that.
I'm looking.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, we're having, like I said, for us here at the new place, it's just for me to be able to do anything on YouTube, as far as video or live streams or anything, getting on like this late at night, after I've worked my butt off all day. This is about the extent that I can do right now. So,
And you're officially retired now, right?
yes, yeah.
Oh, so you have obviously you're not dealing with work as well, while you're trying to do it.
No, oh my God, I was doing that, the last month before I decided to pull the plug. It was just killing me, because I'd work all day, get off at 4:00, then drive down here, and it's an hour distance, drive time to this place from where we're at up in Silver. And then I'd work down here until, 9:00 at night, or 10, and then drive back, and then get up and go to work, in the morning again. So, yeah.
It's too much. Way too much.
That was wearing my ass out. So,
No, I can't even think about doing stuff like that while I'm working. I just, I can't even I don't even want to take care of this stuff I have to take care of now. Well, because of my job, my day off, you know what I did? I just bought myself another little project because a front loading washer, the gasket around the opening, gets moldy, and and over time, it's a great watch. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice Samsung watch. Machine works great, but she's having to clean it more and more often because I think the finish on it is eroded.
yeah.
So it molds faster, and it's like, okay, fine. So I spent $102, $100 something, which was, I think I only paid $600 for the machine, but anyway, for the gas to come in. So that's my project now. I was like, oh God, there's another project I'm going to avoid doing for the next couple of weeks. But Tuesday, I'm going to buckle down and I'm going to take apart that entire thing to put that in there because that's what men do. We fix our washing machines. Yeah. I did
or rebuild a house,
We rebuild houses. I get kind of that here too. When I bought this house out of, during the crash, and this was in foreclosure, the people that were in it were renters, and then they lost the place.
No.
Yeah, the people that were in it, they lost their place to live because the person that owned it, turned it into the bank, did not treat it well on the way out. So
Nope.
there was a lot of houses like that. But this was in the best shape of the ones that we had looked at. So we decided, plus I liked the neighborhood. So it wasn't so bad. It wasn't like I was rebuilding entire walls like you are there, but I fixed quite a few giant gaping holes in walls, that people kick their,
Well,
and,
good night, Greg. Greg
stuff
Pittman
like that.
got to head off to bed.
Greg's going to bed?
Yeah.
Or is that you going to bed? Greg's going to bed. Good night, Greg. Stop and appreciate it. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody, actually. And did you see the video with your granddaughter?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
absolutely wonderful.
She's so cute. Yeah, she helped me be way more entertaining than I could have possibly been by myself. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, what she did with that drone when, with Maddie sitting down and learning how to do all that is exactly what Spin Up is actually about. Is introducing and learning and teaching.
No, not that granddaughter now. Let's talk about the other one. When she was standing next to me talking about coming on my channel and playing video games with me.
Oh, you mean my daughter?
No.
Daughter?
Got Claire.
Oh, so you're talking about Claire.
Yeah. They're both cute. They got my autograph for some reason. They're running around getting autographs.
They got a wild idea to go run around and get everybody's autographs.
That was so
funny. And it's like,
this is how memorable I am. She came to me twice for an autograph.
You know what's funny is
she forgot that she already had
it. And everybody that's in the chat that did go to Spin Up, think about this. From an 8 and an 11-year-old's eyes, they got to go to an event and meet celebrities, television celebrities, because that is how they view it.
That's all real life type people they see.
Yeah, and this is all the viewing things that they mostly see because we don't watch regular TV. If we watch anything, it's YouTube and it's the channels of everybody flying, reviewing, and live streams and all this, because this, I don't want to say it's more important, but it's more pertinent in the sense that they're learning something from all these things rather than being mind-numbed from all the crap that's out there.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was, you think about that from an 8 and 11-year-old's mind, they got to get autographs from all the TV personalities they get to watch. So that was a big deal.
Well, they were cute, and I'm glad they had a good time. I'm glad everybody had a good time. I thought.
Yeah.
And I tell you, there's nothing shy about those girls at all.
Oh no, they're coming from my family. Yeah, good luck getting a shy thing out of anything. So, although I will say, I have one granddaughter that is a little shy. Until she gets to know you, then you can't shut her up. That's my granddaughter Summer. Okay, from my son. She is. I mean, if she don't know you, you'll be lucky to get a word out of her. But once she's been in the room for you for a while and you're interacting, she opens up. Once she opens up, you can't get her to shut up. So it's kind of the way it works.
Are they there now with you in this house, or they're back home?
Claire and Chloe will be. They will be living.
They're not there right this minute.
No, they're up with my wife up in Sylvan right now.
Right.
So, no, Britt has to be down here right now because she's on call for the hospital, and I'm down here because the guy with the backhoe's coming real early. So
Brittany, but didn't she work up there before?
No, she worked down here in Deming. So she worked at the hospital down here.
Oh. Technically, I did work up there. I worked up there first. Then I worked down here. Then I worked at the jail.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about all those other ones.
Yeah.
Literally, she has worked every spot that you could put a nurse in, whether it be a hospital, a prison, a detention center, what else? Clinics. I mean, she's hit them all.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Brittany. Someday you'll be able to keep a job. you know.
Babies. I'm good now.
Hey, that's okay. I kid her about this. It only took her 10 years to get a 4-year degree. Okay. So
Ooh.
And I'm
It's not
across
how fast you do something, it's how well you do something.
yeah. Yeah, but it never took me that many tries.
Yeah, well, I have 2 bachelor's degrees and an associate degree and multiple certificates.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You better sleep with one eye open tonight.
Yeah, I got a gun next to me. I'm okay.
So do I.
That's the one thing out here. I mean, that's, you know, I think I don't remember who I was talking to. I think I was talking to Maddie and a few others about that. About, you know, crossing over back into California and the oppression you feel when you cross the border. Out here, it's like if you don't have a truck and you don't have a gun, it's like, what are you doing? You know? Because everybody's got one out here. This is the way it works. So, I mean, it's mostly ranchers and miners, and then anybody who's not ranching or mining basically run the businesses that support all the ranching and mining. So,
Or your medical.
or medical, yeah, and that's it. And that is the majority of the businesses out here. So, other than municipality. So,
Mikey's in the chat now. He's asking you about your
hey,
house.
Mikey. Yeah,
Hey, Mikey.
I'm in the house. This is it right here, kind of.
Yeah, night train. It probably took her 11 years because she was taking care of your, ass. To get a 7-year master's. Probably all you.
A 7-year master's. Oh, no, you know what? Now that's not bad though to get a master's. Okay,
No,
if you have.
he said it took her 11 years to get her 7-year master's. I don't know. What is 7?
Because it's 4 years to get the bachelor's. Usually it's 2 to get a master's, depending on what it is. So, because the master's is just like an add-on,
Right.
if you will. Matter of fact, for yours, it's what it's all online classes for you, right?
Depends on the specialty.
Right, depends on the specialty. So,
For me to get a master's, it would take me another 4 to 5 years.
for what you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So for her, she's going to have another 4 or 5 years at it.
I like that I don't have to be Mikey anymore. What does that mean?
Do what?
I don't know. He says, I like that I don't have to be Mikey anymore. She was helping raise kids and work, so she moves slow. Yeah, of course. She's got life gets in the way.
Oh, heck yeah.
I don't think I ever called you Mikey, Mike.
No, I call him Mikey.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I call him Mikey all the time.
Who, Night Train?
No, not Night Train. I call him Mikey.
Oh, I'm reading Night Train here. He was explaining why it took her so long to get it, and I totally understand that. She's raising family.
Oh, yeah.
Mike from Fly Zone is Mikey now. Okay, so you didn't like Mikey. I don't like Billy, so I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah. No, I call Fly Zone Mikey. So, and that's okay. I got a brother. I call him Mike all the time. But when he was younger, it was always Mikey. So,
I have a brother Mike as well.
yeah, I'm 6'1". He's 6'4". So,
is my brother was 6.5. He was a power lifter in the Air Force at one time. He's a big boy. 30 years.
My brother, I always outweighed him.
Yeah.
And except that I didn't have to go to downtown Los Angeles to the garment district to get jeans. He had 38 inseam.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 6'2", and I can wear. I'm 6'2", and I 31.
Yeah.
I'm shaped like a monkey. Got little short legs and long arms.
No, he did. He still has to go down there to downtown Los Angeles to go get jeans. So it's like, glad I don't go do that. I just go to Walmart.
Sergio wants to know what you would call him.
Serge?
Yep.
I call him Serge. So that's it, man. Sergio is Serge. Sadikio. You got to say it right. Sadikio.
Yes. With that accent, yes, that's how you say it.
Yeah. Of course, Sergio's not Spanish, he's Italian. So, but no, for all the FPV stuff, yeah, Bill, just stick time, buddy, stick time. In the house, use horizon mode. I can't fly acro mode in the house. I freaking run into everything.
What do you think about it? I can't fly acromon outside. What makes you think in the house? You know,
But yeah, horizon mode in the house definitely makes it tons easier. So, but it'll get you to where you.
I had
can
it on angle. You know, I had even less than I had it on angle. So I was just, you know, but it doesn't matter. I just the fact that I was able to hover and you know, move it around the room without hitting the ceiling or bouncing it off the carpet a few times. I was pretty happy with that. So I think I'll get the hang of it.
Oh yeah, and the nice part is too, when you're in the house like that, like we've got a fairly big living room, dining room, kitchen spot right here, right? I could do this without even wearing the goggles. I just do it all on site,
right?
And get the feel of how to turn, you know, to make left and right turns around things. So, but yeah, just stick time. You know, and you'll do fine, Bill. Everybody goes through it. I mean, I kind of didn't, only because I already knew how to fly helicopters. So, and they were virtually identical. So, of course, the helicopters I was flying were like 8 pounds. I mean, they weren't quite the same, but control-wise, they were the same. So,
yeah, no, I never did an RC helicopter. It was
they are different.
No,
they actually, control-wise, they're the same functional controls, but to get a helicopter to fly in forward flight, you actually have to fly it more like a camera drone. You actually have to hold forward stick in a helicopter to keep it flying forward. It will hold that position. So, and it has to do with the way the rotor disc works, you know, with the collective. You know, you're actually tilting the rotor disc physically by changing the pitch angle of the blades. And as soon as you let go of the stick, they recenter and the helicopter will pitch up, you know, and stop and then try to correct itself, kind of. So, but yeah, I've crashed a few of those. They tend to come apart in a lot of parts.
No, they were very expensive and very complicated. And I just very much out of my price range when I was 17, 18 years old, you know. And I did, you know, building them and flying. Actually, the biggest motor I flew was a 0.15. So I didn't go crazy with all that.
No, yeah, no. The biggest ones I was flying, they were 2 horsepower nitro.
Yeah, and you get a horsepower of 0.15. So you had to be doing at least a 30 or a 40 to 60s or 2 horsepower.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Yep. Yeah, I was running 60s, and I was running what was it, 16 ounces of nitro fuel for like 8 minutes of flight.
Wow.
So, and that was at $15 a gallon back then for nitro fuel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was a kind of an expensive hobby, and like I said, I needed a car more than I needed that, so I sold my rig. But I mean, do people still do fuel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It just depends on where you're at. Like back out in California where I was, you know, they're more nitro than they are electric. Okay. But in other areas, they were more electric than nitro.
You know, I tell you, that's an interesting thing you just, because now that California is going to be, by 2024, it's going to be illegal. You know, they're not going to allow gas motors below.
Yeah,
I think
good luck with that one.
15 horse. I wonder what that means for hobbyists. You know, as far as that's concerned. You know,
I
mean, those motors run so clean. I mean, it's not like a 2-stroke. You know, what about guys with scooters with 50 cc stroke scooter? I mean, they're not going to be able to ride scooters in California.
Nope.
Unless they buy electric.
No. They're pushing all them people out there to go back to the Stone Age, and it's like, you know what? They can keep that state in. I hope Arizona just shuts the border down and just lets them all starve.
And it's stupid. It's dumb. I mean, what's more environmentally friendly than a 50cc scooter? You know, I mean, how much pollution are you really putting out to transport a human being from one place to another? You know,
Oh,
they
yeah.
won't be happy till they got everybody on mass transit. You know, that's it. You know,
Yeah, they've been trying to turn, especially Southern California in particular, they've been trying to turn that into a New York City since the 70s. And every time they've done it, it's just screwed that place up even worse.
yeah.
You know, because New York, in particular, they've got no square miles. They all went up. Well, mass transit's the only way you can get around for that.
Right.
Well, California was exactly the opposite. They didn't go up; they went out. I mean, Southern California spreads out for a flipping 150 miles. You know, it's like New York State's barely more than 150 miles across. You know,
Yeah.
so I always kidded all my relatives from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived up in the high desert. Okay, you know, on the north side of the mountains from the LA basin, and they come out and visit us, and I'd always poke fun at them and go, "Hey, you realize I can fit your whole state between this freeway and the freeway on the other side of the desert?" And they just look at me and just glare.
Well, you know, and Florida tends to be really spread out. Port St. Lucie has 202,000 people in it now, right? But it's so big because it's all one-story home. It's Florida. You can't really have sky rises in a state that's prone to hurricanes, you know, and
That's right.
you know, that kind of weather. Not to mention sandy loam soil, you know, with no bedrock. You know, feel like that Monty. What's it, Monty Python? You know,
Well, think about it, Southern California, man. You know, they don't have the hurricanes, but they got the damned earthquakes out there, man. I lived through some of the biggest ones they've had out there.
Yep.
You know, I lived through 71 Silmar. I lived through 94 Northridge, Big Bear, Landers. What was the other one out there? There was the one out by the Salton Sea. That one didn't affect us too much. That one really tore up the low desert.
Yeah.
And we had Whittier, which took down a number of bridges in the San Gabriel Valley.
Wow.
And a whole bunch of other smaller ones, you know. And let me tell you, the guys that have never lived through one of those bigger earthquakes, they honestly don't have they have no way of understanding the magnitude of what that is.
And they're due for another big one.
Until they live through one. Because, you know, in 94, I was living up in the high desert. I was about 65 miles away from the epicenter.
Yep.
And it shook our house so hard. Now, mind you, I grew up living through all the earthquakes, okay? So the earthquakes, I wake up right before they hit, and I literally stay in bed until the shaking stops. That one hit so hard, even at that distance, that I turned to the wife as it was happening. I says, "This is a bad one. Get out of bed. We got to get into the doorway." And as soon as the shaking stopped, I was working for, I worked in construction all my life. So I got on the phone, called my boss. He was already at the office within 15 minutes of the shaking. All right. And I says, "Where are we going?" And he goes, "Sit tight. We are calling everything in. This was a bad one." Now, mind you, we hadn't seen everything that had happened yet. He'd already got phone calls from other areas about the Santa Monica Bridge and all the other things that collapsed. And he says, "We're pulling everything in from Northern California and everywhere from the outer lying areas back to Southern California. This was bad." And that's when all the news agencies were finally starting to come on within an hour. It started showing all the bridges that were damaged and collapsed and all the buildings and everything. So
I've never experienced a earthquake, and I don't feel like I don't feel incomplete in my life.
yeah, I know.
It's okay.
I tell you,
I haven't been in a plane crash either, and I don't want to. It's just things that you don't need to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm like my wife. My wife's like, why don't we have a real hurricane around here? These aren't real. These aren't hurricanes. So, you know, what are you out of your mind? She goes, no, I want to see a real. Oh, look at this. The Ku Klux Klan is in my chat.
Who's in there?
I don't know. KKK, Ku Klux Klan, kill all black people, burn them.
Hey, white supremacists, go find a home.
Wow. That's all right. What are you gonna do?
Because we ain't white. I'm Portuguese.
In Portuguese? Portuguese are white. Everybody's white.
That's why
Everybody's white.
everybody look. You know, I forget who mentioned it. I think Johnny had mentioned it. He goes, "I can't believe how dark you are," you know. And then the white hair, and it's like I keep telling them the white hair is from the Irish, you know, that's in me, and the dark complexion is from the Portuguese side, from my mom's side. So all of my family side on my mom's side, their last names are all Silva and Hannah. So they're all from Rhode Island.
Portuguese. That's the same people as south of France, northern Italy. We're all related. It's all the same.
Well, Portugal is on the southwest side of Spain. So
yeah, no, I'm familiar. Yeah. But I mean, but that tribe of people, which was considered a Latin tribe, actually emigrated. They're everywhere. You know, like I said, northern Italy. When they do the genetic thing, I suppose they come up part French, but it's not really French. It's just that we share genetics with a lot of people in that region because in northern Italy and southeast France, you know,
that's right,
run into each other. So obviously the people ran into each other, you know, here and there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know, was that funny? Hold on, let's see. Laugh track. Okay.
There it is. Now we got to get that. Oh, goodness. Well, as soon as I get done getting moved into this place after I got it all fixed up, I got a number of things I want to do with the videos, you know, for everybody, showing everybody how to put this stuff together. It's not hard. And then I'm also got I'm going to be building a Y6 that's big enough to carry my my Lumix G7. So that's going to be fun because that thing will shoot 4K all day long.
How you doing, Chris? Welcome in. Where you been, brother? Did you just get here?
Oh, hey, Chris Wedgeworth.
He said, how about the Cypress structure collapse?
Cypress, California?
I guess.
Because I know where that's at.
Some kind of structure collapse. What collapse?
Yeah, when? That'd be the other question. Because there's been a few issues lately, but not too many.
And said California's due for another big one.
Yeah, let it break off into the ocean. So, but yeah, I know where Cypress is. Shoot. You know, I grew up in West Covina, you know, San Dimas and West Covina when I was growing up. Lived in, lived in North, you know, El Monte after I got married. West Covina, and then moved out of that area, moved up to the high desert. And I stayed up in the high desert for over 25 years. So that's just a desert rat. So
I just drove through California one time when I drove truck briefly, and we came in like through the Donner Pass up north, drove down through south, and I like the area. That was
it's up in Oakland. Okay,
that was kind of nice.
Well, that's a different Cypress than what I was thinking of.
1989.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the one when the World Series happened. So that was 88, 89, if I remember right. So that's the one that dropped the 880 bridge, the 880 freeway bridge. It was double stacked, and the way the bridge columns were set up, they were straight columns with no angle braces. So when the shaking happened to be exactly in line with the line of the bridge, and the two decks came together. You know, it's just like a stack of cards.
How many people got pancaked in that?
A lot.
That's just incredible.
They were lucky that it happened while the World Series was happening because everybody was at the park. So there wasn't an extensive amount of people in the bridge, but
Nice
there was
big,
still some.
nice big open air park without something to fall on your head.
Yeah. To this day, mind you, I've built a bunch of these bridges, okay, in California, and to this day, I hate getting on those big overflies. And it's just even out here. Matter of fact, when we were in Texas, there were a couple of those real big overflies over there between San Antonio and New Braunfels, and there was the couple out there in Austin. And I look at them as I'm coming up on them, and I can just feel the hair on the back of my neck standing up. And it just has to do with living in California because I know what happens in an earthquake, and I know what these bridge decks are going to do in an earthquake.
I thought it was because you knew how you built them.
No, it has to do with the earthquakes. Most people don't understand how these bridges are built. All of the weight is held in tension with cables inside the concrete, right?
Right.
Those cables are attached at the very end of the bridge decks where they come together like this. Most bridge decks only have about a 1 to 2 foot overhang.
Right.
All the bridges that failed in Northridge were bridges that were rebuilt after the Sylmar quake in 71. But the Sylmar quake shook the bridges, which caused them to collapse. The Northridge quake, this epicenter was almost right under the interchange for the 514. And it took all of the bridges and it picked everything up and dropped them straight down. And it sheared everything. All of the overhangs broke off. The few decks that were longer than just a few panels, the columns went straight through the deck like this. The deck went straight down and the column stayed standing. It stripped all the steel right down the sides of it. I've got pictures of that. It's just amazing how those things went. And it's just, I know how bridges are built and I know what earthquakes do to them. And I just get the heebie-jeebies when I go over the real high ones. The lower ones don't bother me. It's just those big, giant overflies, where you're flipping 100 plus feet in the air. It's like, no thanks. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'll go fly over. I got no problem flying 10,000 feet above it all. Or put me on a bridge like that, and it's like,
Yeah, you come into contact with. I tell them to watch 10.5 movie, and that'll give them kind of a view of what a big earthquake could do.
Yeah, the Cypress Bridge. Yeah. Yep. Oh wow! You were out in San Jose at the time, Chris. Dang. Yeah, that was an experience. Yeah, Chris knows exactly what I'm talking about when you experience an earthquake, a big one. It's just there's nothing you can ever compare it to, prepare for, or prepare yourself for, because every single earthquake's different. And how it hits, where it's epicentered, how deep it is,
how it moves.
Because it changes how it moves. The ground everywhere. I mean, the Landers earthquake. One of my best buddies out there, he ended up moving out there after the Landers quake, but right by where he bought his house was where the fault line was. He's like a quarter of a mile from it. When you go down the road to go down to his side road turnoff, it used to be a road that'd go down, you'd see it dip down through a hill, and then the road would pop back out, and it was a straight line before the Landers quake. After the Landers quake, the road would go down, it dipped down where you couldn't see it, and then when it popped back out, it shifted over 20 feet. The whole area, one whole side, the whole thing shifted 20 feet. And they had to go in there and go regrade everything and realign the roads and all that. It went right through one house and it just sheared the house in half, just destroyed it. So, yeah.
I'm gonna grab a nice tea, Doc. So I'm gonna count on you to be entertaining for about
maybe entertaining. Oh my God!
More.
Let's see here.
Start trying to be entertaining. Come up with a story or something.
Come up with a story. Oh my goodness. I'll save it. You know, I'll piss off all the little wacko nut jobs out there. Can I do that?
Chris is a diesel mechanic. He says it moved a large Cummins motor over on the floor about 3 feet. Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I like telling this story because I've been in construction all my life, guys, and I lived through Mount St. Helens. Okay, I watched it on TV as it happened. Okay, and now all your liberal wacko nut jobs, that believe in all the different weird things that they teach in the schools now. And I'm out there digging holes. I know what the ground looks like, and I know what petrification looks like. Okay? And I love getting these geologists out there that go, yeah, this layer was millions of years old. Yeah, that tree stump going through all those different layers, yeah, it's millions. And I look at them with a straight face, and I ask them one simple question. How do you explain Mount St. Helens and the rivers and the lakes out there with all the petrified trees? And I wait for an answer. And they never have one because they can't. So yeah, I like talking. I like yanking our teeth a little. So, but I've had fun with it. Yeah, I've done a lot, guys. Flown a lot, done a lot of things. Funnest job I've ever had, though. I got to work for a military contractor. I got to fly target drones for the United States Army for them to shoot live 50 cal high rate machine guns at and live Stinger missiles at. That was a fun job. Didn't pay worth crap, but it was a fun job. Got to travel, got to go to a bunch of different military bases. Put the drones up, let them blow the stuff up. Man, that was fun to watch. So, Sergio, you leaving? Come on, man. Not that late out there yet, is it?
It's only 11 o'clock.
It is. It's 10 o'clock here.
It's 12 here. I was talking about Sergio time.
Yep. Good night, Serge.
Good night, Sergio. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Some are wavy, some are sharp. It's like people. What else we got? Some are wavy, some are sharp.
I moved out of that hell. Good for you, Chris.
Well, where you live now, you're way up in Northern California. You don't have these issues, do you?
Oh yeah, he does.
Northern California? Oh yeah, they still get them up there.
San Andreas Fault runs top to bottom.
Yep. Yeah, it's the San Andreas Fault. The big fault line out there in California. It kind of cuts through. Let's see. The best way to explain it is it runs. It cuts across the Salton Sea, cuts through Palm Springs, cuts up the Cajon Pass north of San Bernardino, goes through the mountain range right on the north side of Los Angeles, all the way along the mountain range. It goes up into Northern California on the north side of. If you ever look at the Central Valley in California, you got kind of a peanut-shaped valley, and it's surrounded by mountains all the way around it. The San Andreas Fault runs on the north side of the south side of the peanut, and runs right up through San Francisco, and then right out into the ocean, and it keeps heading up north.
Your audio just changed dramatically, like tinny and far away.
Really?
Yeah, I can understand. Maybe it's my computer. I can understand you, but yeah, right in the middle of that, you just changed.
I don't know what's happened. There we go.
All right, that's you. Back to you again.
Okay.
Good.
But yeah, that's San Andreas Fault, and there's a lot of offshoots on it, which is where the majority of the earthquakes happen. They actually don't happen on the San Andreas Fault. So.
He says none in Shingletown.
Oh goodness.
What it means, Shingletown. I don't. Instead of
that's what I
California.
like where I'm at out here in New Mexico. We are far enough east to not have the issues with the earthquake.
Right.
We're far enough west to not have the issues with the hurricanes and the large thunderstorms with the tornadoes. We're kind of in a little null spot. None
So
of that happens.
tornadoes aren't an issue there?
Part.
Tornadoes aren't an issue there?
Nope, not at all.
So just boring weather.
It is boring weather. Absolutely.
That's okay.
The biggest thing is we're kind of at the high point. We're right where the continental divide is, as it comes down out of the north, through the Rockies. It comes right through the east side of New Mexico and keeps heading south, into Mexico. So, I mean, right where we're at right now, we're probably 20 miles on the east side of the continental divide. Our elevation here, our elevation in Silver is 6,000 feet. Our elevation here in Deming is about 4,000 feet. And it's just all high desert.
That's pretty high. Yeah, that's pretty high. Yeah, my elevation here is about 15 feet, I think.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 15. Yeah.
Yeah. Bert says we're at 4,300 feet. So 30 miles east of Redding. Yeah. I know where you're at, Chris. Yeah, 2 stores in your town have bad internet. I can relate to the bad internet crap. Here on this side of Deming, we're on the north side of the interstate, right? So this is all county. We are about a half a mile from the highway that goes from the interstate up to Silver. Everything on that side of the highway and everything on that side of the interstate all has great internet. It's got fiber, it's got everything, right? Everything on this side that we're on, we're lucky if we can get DSL on the phone line.
DSL's awful.
Well, it's better than nothing.
I tried that here, and I'm in a pretty congested area, and it was, it just wasn't great. I mean, it depends how far you are from the loop.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So for us, this week I'm going to be contacting them and seeing what I can find out. We do have the option of doing either a RF, a radio frequency internet connection, because that is over here. And up in Silver, that's quite prominent, in the county areas, where they don't have cable or anything. And it works decent enough.
You need line of sight for that, don't you?
Yeah. You have to have line of sight to the tower where the domes are. So as long as you got that, you're good. Our other option is going with cellular. We're fortunate we're about a mile and a half line of sight from the AT&T cell tower. I mean, I can stick my head out the back door and look west, and I can see the tower lights. So we're that close to it. So
too bad you don't have T-Mobile close by, because that's actually, they've actually got a pretty decent deal for, I think, 50 for decent speeds. If I don't know what
the biggest thing we need isn't so much the speeds.
Weren't you going to do?
We need a certain amount, to make it workable, but it has to be unlimited.
Right. Well, they claim unlimited, but the unlimited, yeah. That it's like that old joke. I thought it was all you can eat. Well, that's all you can eat for $9.95.
Yeah.
It's unlimited until you run out. Then we don't charge you. We just throttle your speed down. So it's still
exactly. Good night, Mike.
Good night, Mike. Didn't know you're still here. Great. Enjoyed, having you here. Appreciate it. Nice meeting you again.
Absolutely. Had a good time with everybody out there at Spin Up.
I thought, really. Yeah, he's a great guy. I thought you were looking at Starlink, no?
I am. I've already contacted them personally. The soonest that it looks like it's going to be out in this area is middle of next year. So it's like I can't wait that long. So at least not at this point. So
and if you're not terribly happy with what you end up with. You got that to look forward to.
Yeah. So what I'm looking at the moment, my two best options are going to be the RF internet, which I know I can get at least 4 megabits per second upload, which is more than enough to stream with.
Sure.
And I think we get 6 or 8 down, but it's unlimited, through the phone company.
It'd be fine.
So,
it'd be fine.
That's more than enough, to do what we need to do.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. We're spoiled nowadays.
Most people, if you go look at all these people that stream, and talk about streaming, you got to have at least 6 or 8 megabits per second to stream decent. They're full of crap. I've been streaming for almost 2 years now for our church up here on RF, okay, on the radio frequency internet at 2 megabits per second, consistently at 720p. And I dare anybody to go and look at that and tell me they can tell whether it's 6 or 8 or 2, because you can't.
No.
It's solidly clean, because the main thing that makes it look good is not overdriving your connection. That's the biggest thing. So, and then not trying to stream such a big format, that's the other thing. All these guys that want to stream at 4K and 6K, or they're like, guys are on fucking crack. Come on. Most people are watching it on a freaking cell phone. No,
720 is fine. 1080p would be great, but that's something you don't need more than that. I'm looking at Starlink here. It's not available here either.
Yeah.
Starlink expects to expand service to your area by early to mid 2022.
Yep, that's the same thing that I got.
Same lie they told you. Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much. So
I don't know.
Chris says he put a link in the chat. He says to play that.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, give it a shot. Let's see what it is. He says it's short.
It's a short.
Is it a video of that Cummins engine moving 3 feet?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool, actually.
All right, let's see. Share screen. La la la. Window. That one. Share. There it is. Let's maximize this and play.
Let's see what we got. Let's see. I gotta get up close.
I got the audio turned off.
Oh, I saw this earlier. Yeah.
Hose longer. Oh wait. Let's do that again.
That's funny.
Bottom hose longer. Bottom hose longer.
Talk about a visual illusion, right?
I think bottom hose is longer. What's so confusing?
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, I'm going to get off here, Bill. I'm going to call it a night. I got to get some rest. I got these guys going to be out here early. So.
All right. Hey, you
and
know
then
what?
I got to go. I'll get some video of some of the crap I got to do tomorrow. I got my camera here. I'm gonna video it a little bit. That way everybody can kind of see all the fun frivolity that I got to play with. So, being I built freeways for a living. When I talked to the guy when we went to rent the equipment, he goes, he's talking to me. We'll have to come out and show you how it works and all that. And I turned to him and I go, dude, I got keys to everything you got out here right now. Just drop it off. He kind of got took it back a little bit when I said that. Yeah. And I literally do. I mean, you can ask my daughter, and I have like 5 quads of keys to everything
8
laying on the floorboard of my truck. And that's where I keep them, because inevitably I'm in my truck if I'm ever near something that I need them for. So, and I can just pull out a key, go, oh, you got what? Oh, hang on. Okay, I got a key to it.
Land it? No, right in the middle of that area. Where no
Hold
one
on. Wait, before you go, see if you remember this. This silly maneuver he did.
Not bad.
No, it's about 5 wads. They're just big wads.
Yeah, a couple of them got stolen too.
That was a lot of years ago. Let's see what we got. Oh, let's see. What's this?
Where? Land it? No, right in the
It's
middle
that
of
flying
area.
right
Where no
there.
one
Inside the building.
I don't think everybody's.
Oh, yeah, the V-copter, yeah.
The V-copter.
It's pretty steady, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then he
It
starts
is
doing.
amazing how stable it is.
Oh, yeah, it's going to come right back in your face.
I don't think it'll land in the hand.
Oh, it will, but, he got a little scared there.
Oh, dude, I would too.
Yeah. The props in that they're big.
Hey, Ken, did you have to walk the grid?
That's pretty amazing. That was pretty cool.
It is. That is. I'll tell you, if they had come out with that 2 years ago when they originally said they were supposed to,
Yeah.
that would have been a big hit.
Yeah.
That would have been a big hit.
Yeah.
So,
But it's just different how you shove it on it, and it's like a pendulum, And I think, my theory on that, why it took them so long, was because just by the very nature of that drone, and you saw it when it was flying, and I got a video of that too, that every time you slowed down or stopped, it would, it was like a pendulum, it rocked back and forth.
oh yeah,
You had to have a very fast reacting gimbal to have any usable video, because
that's right.
So I think it took that's what the extra time was, that they didn't, maybe they didn't plan for that, but to actually have a gimbal of the quality, speed, and that they would need with that V-copter, and not have to charge $1 million for the thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just probably.
Let me find something now.
That's just scary.
Everybody thinks this V-copter is really unique and new, right? Let me search something here, and I'll try to post the link in the chat. Let's see here. It has been done before. David Vinzenstall. Oops. Hey, I couldn't even type that right. Let's see here. See if I can find it. David Vindenstall did a bicopter.
Okay.
Yeah, bicopter. Let's see if I can find it here. That's that one. Yep, there it is. That's that one. He did one with flight test as well. Let me see if I can find that one. Might be that same one. Okay. Yeah. All right. I got to get through the ads here real quick. Now I'll see if I can copy the link. Come on. 2 of 2.
Copy it and put a period at the end and it will play without the ads.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right. Share. Copy link. Okay. This is like a 5-minute video, so.
Hey, Justin, how you doing? Here, before we get that up, look, I thought you might see.
Yeah, go for it.
The evidence. Mini 2.
Oh, that you made it through?
I did it 6 times. Nobody was paying attention. Well, twice I hit it. I made it through, but I hit the ground after that. But there we go. Woohoo!
Yep. No, you did good.
I did that. I did a nice successful run 4
All right.
times. Hit
There we
the
go.
edge twice.
I got it pasted in the chat there, Bill. So I don't know if you'll get a copyright strike or whatever, but it's from David Vindensaul, showing his bicopter that he designed.
Oh, there we go again. All right.
And mind you, he did it with carbon fiber, brushless motors, and everything. And it was finished and flying a full year before the V-copter ever even got debuted.
All right. Let's see. Well done.
Probably just kill the audio on it.
Yeah, you think? All right. Oh, I should probably.
Justin there? Where's Justin? Oh, hey, Justin. I keep looking down, looking up, looking down, and I keep missing things.
I'm trying to be your eye.
Here we go.
All right, so just so everybody knows, the V-copter was not the first. David Vindenstahl was the first that made it practical. And he did it with a 5-inch prop.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. And
That's
the only
actually very
problem
cool.
he ran into with this, it would do everything that a regular quad would do. And the only problem he ended up having was when it would back up. It just needed, the flight controller just needed some work on it, on the software, to make it work right. And they just never got around, to be able to finish it. So, but yeah, and it was a kit. You could have bought it.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah. No, but now is this FPV or no?
Yes.
So where's the camera?
It's in the front. Now, he didn't put it in this one. This is still his prototypes that he was working with. But yes, you could put a camera in the front of it.
I mean, it looks like it flies great.
Yeah, they said it flew pretty darn good. And like I said, the only problem they ran into was when it would back up real quick. It just, the flight controller would get all freaked out at some point, and then it would just tumble. And all you do is go pick it back up, fire it back up, go right back in the air, and it wouldn't hurt anything. But I think a lot of that might have to do with the pendulum effect. The V-copter's got a very deep pendulum, so it doesn't run into the same problem. This had a very shallow pendulum.
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, Justin says he actually likes this design better. So it was very unique. It just needed some more software work on the flight controller. It needed a custom
How long
piece
ago
of
was it?
software to really work good. So now David, he's the guy that pioneered the tricopter. So if you go back and look at some of his stuff, he did all the tricopter stuff.
Terminator.
Well, you know what, Chris? That's a really good question. That's a tough call. If you want to stay with a ducted system, I'd say either one would be a very good choice. If you get the kit from Emacs, it comes with the goggles, the new controller, and the copter. And from everybody that's testing it out, they love it.
The Tiny
beta
Hawk 3, the new one, yeah.
is good. I mean, and that's pretty much where it's at. Just don't use the beta FPV controller. The only problem with the controller is the potentiometers in the gimbals. They're crap. That's its only failing. Other than that, the controller itself is a great little controller. It works real good.
I mean, well, I've seen a bunch of good reviews in that Tiny Hawk 3, though. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody. Who else did it?
Oh, God, Kelly did. You know, Kelly's done it, and a number of others.
Yeah, Kelly Shores did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Captain Drone did one. But
Justin, that one we just showed the video of, that was from 3 years ago, a full year before the V-Copter came out. Okay. So, but yeah, if you want to stick with the ducted ones, the Emax Tiny Hawk 3 is a good choice. The Mobula 7 is still a good choice. Any of the beta ones, the 75, 85s are good. Don't go with the 65. It's a little too small. It struggles just a bit too much. The 75 to 85, even the 95, all good choices. If you want to get away from the ducks and be a little more what I call normal, then I would go with the Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle. That thing is just a great little flyer.
well, that Tiny Hawk 3 is going to give him his goggles and his controller too. So
Correct. Yeah, that comes with the kit. So, and if I remember correct, I think you can get the Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle in a kit.
Can you?
Let me look real quick. Let's see here. Tiny Hawk.
I mean, Tiny Hawk 3. I mean, I don't know how useful this is, but it had that kind of neat feature where the back of the camera, the screen comes off of the goggles, and then you can, and actually attaches right to the controller, so you could fly it like a.
Oh yeah!
like
I mean, that's a great little feature, to be able to do that with. Pyrodrone has the Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle in a kit with the goggles, the Emax goggles, the Emax controller, which is okay. But the copter's what you want because it flies so good. From Pyrodrone, it's $229. So
right off the bat, that's $80 cheaper than the other kit.
yeah.
The other one's $300.
Right now, Get FPV has them on sale. The Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle kit is $179 right now, $180 at Get FPV.
Yeah, I meant the Tiny Hawk 3 is $300. The kit.
Right, the Tiny Hawk 3 is $300. Yeah. But and granted, you're going to get a better controller. All right. Out of the gate,
too.
and you're going to get a little bit better goggles out of the kit.
And it's got a DVR too.
Yes. Yeah. So that's food for thought. Okay. They've got the Tiny Hawk 2 at Get FPV with the cheaper goggles, the cheaper controller, and all that for $160. Both are going to fly great. Whichever one you pick. So
Get both. Be a man.
that's good. Oh, guy. All right. Now we can go back to the chat. There we go. All right. Hang on. Let's see. I got to catch up on the chat now. Oh, yeah. Get both be man. Justin, that's funny. Yeah, and I get that, Chris. And if that's the case, then I would go with the Tiny Hawk 3. Okay? So that would be my suggestion. Because the thing's going to be in the ducts. The most you're going to have an issue with is maybe knocking one of the props off, if you bang into something hard enough. So
I told you what my project's going to be next, right? Is to turn this into a meteor.
Yep. So there you go.
You said Mobula 7. There she is. I tell you, Chris Waters does pretty well with this thing.
Mhm.
Really well.
Yes, he does. But yeah, Chris Wedgeworth, the thing about it is a lot of that has to do with the antenna. Okay, honestly, you're trapped with it to a degree. If you take the time and build a very light clover leaf, or a skew planer for the Tiny Hawk, and then put a set of clover leaves on the goggles, you will be absolutely amazed at how the quality of the video changes. With the circular polarization and with better tuned antennas. And that's a key point there. So, I mean, even Kelly, he was flying this stuff inside of his studios, and he just was having a hell of a time with them. And I gave him a set of my antennas, and he says, it didn't fix it totally, but it made it a lot better. And it just has to do with having decent tuned antennas. That's all it is. Because it always comes down to the old saying, if you can't see, you can't fly. And that's pretty much it. We don't have all the instruments like big airliners, Air traffic control can't vector you back to your, hand to land.
So air traffic controllers have to be able to see, right? They don't have braille on the. Somebody asked that question. Why do they have braille on drive-through ATMs?
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what. I have the worst time going through some of the banks, with their little tube thingies. I drive a 1-ton dually. I barely fit between their things, with the truck. There's a couple of them I got started into, and I looked down at the mirrors and I could see the concrete coming in and wedge the tires on both sides. And it's like, okay, I can't go through this one. And I had to back out and go to another one that was wider.
I've seen things like that when I used to drive my full size. In fact, those cheap car washes that they have in the back, gas stations.
Yeah.
It's a gas car wash. I had
Yep.
one damage one of my mirrors because it just wasn't big enough. Oh.
Yeah, Chris, if you get one and you want to swap antennas, I can do that. I can get you an antenna made up that'll work with it. So, doing the ones for the goggles are easy. Because they use either SMA or RPSMA. The one for the copter's the tough one because if it uses a what is it? The not SMA but the little bitty little plug-on one. That one's a little tougher to build the antenna on, but it's doable. Okay, it is doable because I did one for one of mine. So, in fact, I got it from Kelly. It was the Def RC Cinepro 4K. It's the one that had the Tarsier camera in it, with the two lenses. That one actually came with a whip antenna, and it just had marginal video. I mean, I get it more than 50, 60 feet away from me, and the video would start breaking up. So I took it apart, made an antenna for it, put one of my antennas on it. Now I can fly it like all my 5-inch stuff. So, I got good video. Hey, Blaine Neil.
Hey, Neil. He was in there earlier. Would he come back?
Yeah, he says there are visually impaired people that can't see close up even with glasses, but can see distance fine. And they don't make buttons just for the outside ATM.
He's explaining the braille thing.
Yeah, well, they make that wonderful machine that runs along the interstates that create the braille. So, if you've ever seen it, it's a neat little machine. It's like the size of a coffee table, and it just drives. You just paint a line and you just follow the line, And as it moves, it's got an auger that, dips down and comes up, dips down and comes up, dips down and comes up. And it cuts that braille all the way along the edge of the highway. We call it a rumble strip, but yeah, it's the braille.
So, Doc, what do you suggest I should get for an external module for this thing?
For external module?
Yeah.
Which goggles? Oh, for the QX7?
Yeah.
Depends. What do you want to do with it?
Well, I mean, when I do get into a 5-inch or move on, because this thing, you got the one made by FR Sky, which is it, the 9 or something 9, DX9?
Well, it'll do D8, D16 mode on FR Sky.
FR Sky.
So you got two choices, really. There's a third one, but it's a pain in the ass to work with. But the two best choices out there right now are Crossfire and Express LRS. That's it. If you're going to do that, those are the two best.
I'm just looking at, they got the FR Sky XJT 16. Yeah. So I was thinking about getting the Crossfire kit for this thing. It's not that much money. It's like $80, and the one I was looking at, they actually gave you the chip. The one that you have to.
Well, yeah, you get a kit, and it comes with the module and 3 receivers. So
with that kit, you actually get the chip that you have to put in it to.
Oh yeah, that's to adjust the bit rate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And that's not hard to do. It's 3 wires.
I've watched the videos, and it doesn't look particularly,
Yeah, it's not.
It's perfect.
Gotta go in there and do some brain surgery.
Because that's. I mean, to me, I think the Crossfire is probably the best. I mean, it seems like it's got the most support, the most. I mean, it's just out there.
For right now, Crossfire still has the most support. Okay. Express LRS is getting very popular because it's smaller antennas, because it's on 2.4 instead of 900. But if you're going to fly a 5-inch, well, fly the 900. I mean, it's easy. So, and Chris, no, you cannot use a CB antenna tuner's SWR meter. And the reason why is because CB is on HF, high frequency, and our video transmitters are on microwave. They're above ultra high frequency. So they're in microwave frequencies.
Well, this is pretty cheap. The Happy model, 2.4 gigahertz, ES24X Express LRS Trans TX module, $28.99.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the plus side to it, is it's a little cheaper. So
quite a bit cheaper.
The other plus side to it, and this is more for guys that are racing, is that because it's on 2.4, it's already on frequencies everybody's okay with. It's just a different protocol, effectively. So,
well, with the Express LRS, what receiver would I have to? I'd have to use.
You have to use Express LRS receivers.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it.
I mean,
I run all Crossfire, and it works fine for me.
Yeah.
So,
but with this, I wouldn't have to mod the radio.
that is true.
Not that that's a big. You only do it one time, so it's not that big.
Yep, you only do it once. Or here's the or. Don't mod the radio. Go buy one of the jumper T lights.
I'll buy a different radio.
Uh-huh.
Well, there is that. How much are they?
Less than $100.
Well, just because I mod the radio, it's still usable for
Absolutely.
FR Sky after that. It just
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's food for thought. So
I just
I
got
mean,
it.
if you want, if you like the box radios, because like for me, I'm used to box radios because I mean that's what I grew up with. You know,
That's what I like.
the jumper, either the jumper or the Radio Master TX16, TX18.
Right.
Either one of those radios are great box radios.
Throttle warning.
Oh my.
Switch warning.
Oh my.
And they'll all talk to you also.
Yeah.
So
That's why I like this, because it talks. It's my friend. I think I'd get the best of what I can get out of it. And then for the goggles, I was thinking about getting the, what do you call the orange, the, what do you call, what the hell's it called?
oh yeah, not the Fat Sharks, the other ones. I always forget the name.
No, I got fat. These are Fat Sharks, but you get the upgraded. Son of a gun.
Oh, you're talking about the receiver module.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get like I've got the True RC ones. You've got just off the top of my head.
What's the red one? The red one that everybody talks about.
Yeah, it's the higher. They're $100 something for the receiver.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. What the hell's that called? I don't know. I max this all out just to smash my drone into a bridge abutment. Speaking of bridges.
Hey, Chris, you know what? That's all part that this is what this is all about. It's not about keeping it to yourself. I mean, what fun's that? You share this stuff. That way everybody else comes up. Because if everybody else comes up, everybody learns. When everybody learns, things advance because there's always more ideas. So some of us are just a little crazier than others, I kind of put myself in that category. So, but I know how to do a lot of stuff, and I don't mind sharing it. It's kind of, to me, that's part of the fun,
Rapid fire.
Yeah, there you go. That's the name.
Immersion RC Rapid Fire.
I use the True D, the one that I use.
True D?
I use the True D. It's a little less expensive than the Rapid Fire, and it works just as good as far as I'm concerned for 90% of the flying you're going to do. Unless you're going to go flying.
Does it work with the attitudes?
Yeah, as long as you're not flying in bandos or in parking structures, the True D works just as good as the Rapid Fire. But the moment you get into a heavy RF environment where you get a lot of reflections, and ghosting, that's when the Rapid Fires shine. So, but other than that, out in the field flying, like where we were at for spin up, you wouldn't have been able to tell the difference between a $59 dollar module and a $259 module. You would not have been able to tell the difference because you'd have had just as good a signal. So
here's one it says for Furious FPV True DX receiver module.
Yep.
2.4 gigahertz. Out of stock, of course. It says for Dominator style modules.
Any of them that take the module that goes on the side of the goggles. That style.
Well, there's a different shape to this than there is to the Dominators are flatter. Like the Rapid Fire actually comes with two different covers. One for this and one for the.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
You get two in the box. I was watching a video guy unboxing it.
The True D one, you might have to go in and go trim it then. Trim the outer case a little bit.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah.
Well, what goggles are you using right now?
I have the Dom V3s, and I have the Dominator HDOs. So.
True DX. Let's search that, and then I'll say I'll add Fat Shark Attitude B5 and see if there's somebody using them together There's
Yeah, it
usually
should be compatible. I mean, the pinouts are the same.
right.
It'll just be the case where it, butts up against the plastic. That'd be the only spot it might be a little different.
Furious True DV 4.0 diversity receiver attitude system. Clarity redefined. Fat Shark attitude version. Oh, look at that.
Okay, there you go. So they make one that's shaped for the attitudes. There you go.
It's on their website and it's only $75.
There you go. That's a perfectly fine module.
And you think it's better than the one that came in these that this already has in it?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, it's better.
New hardware,
Yeah,
new firmware.
Justin says FPV guys are like car guys. You want to show off your drone and talk about what modifications you did to it. Yeah, that's not a bad description, Justin. Not a bad description.
Oh,
and
it's
you know
cool.
what?
This one comes with 2 covers as well.
Yeah, there you go.
In the description, cover for Dominator, cover for Attitude.
There you go. So you're all set.
TrueD version 4.0A.
Yeah, that's an even newer version than the one that I have. So mine is like 3 years old. So and Justin, yeah, that also what you just stated also applies to the airplane guys, especially the backcountry bush pilot types. So all of the certificated guys, they kind of they don't mess with their airplanes much. They're the purists. The backcountry guys all flying the experimental crap, man. They're the ones that go hog wild and crazy. Go watch. If anybody ever was interested in this, go watch the Stoll drag races and go check those airplanes out. Justin, Chris Redworth, Justin just likes to show off his shorts.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna have to pull the plug here.
We've been on a couple. I've been since shit.
Yep.
Excuse me. So it was like 3 hours almost.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna have to pull the plug. My phone's down to 10%, so I'm gonna have to pull it before it tells me.
Thanks
we're
as always for coming in here and keeping.
Hey, not a problem. Not a problem. Hope some of the guys in the chat got a little bit of stuff. So
cool.
Yeah, I'm down to 9%.
Yeah, well, it's a supercharger. Give it a minute.
Yeah,
you were enough anyway. One way.
She just put the what do you call it? The
Supercharger.
No. When you're in the hospital, she just put it on life support.
Chris says later, guys, and Justin.
Yep.
Good night, Justin. Good night, Neil. Good night, Chris. Any lurkers that might be out there?
Absolutely.
I guess you never came back. That was good. And peace.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks again, Chris.